Alrighty. Hello, everybody. It's been a hot minute. So, yeah. This week, another content drop. It's, standard suit. I have no idea how to pronounce it. So, yeah. I'll probably just refer to it as the Cyclops, honestly, because it's a mono eye. I can get on board with that. And we also have the Gundam Booster. So, with that in mind, those are the only two things I'm going to be looking at this stream. In case you weren't aware, the event is running for 3 weeks this time. So we've kind of fallen into that midweek rut where there's no new event, but a couple of new suits through the week. So that's where we are. We'll call it the quiche. How about that, Mana? Anybody want some good old quiche? Yeah, Eason. And the only reason I know that is in Cross Rays, it was one of the suits that I got right at the beginning. It was like pre-order or DLC or something. And that's where I learned that it was a mono eye, which was pretty cool, actually. So, here's the thing. Both of these suits are 7-star. For those that watch my content regularly, you'll know I really don't care about looking at the stats of 7 stars, so I think we're going to go right into alterations and take a look at that. No new pilots, right? No. Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah. As the good old Cyclops is standard, it will enter the exchange pool in 4 weeks from today. So if you do want the suit or a specific part of it, you can patiently wait. It has no alter. Okay, I'll just look at it in the normal gacha then, and then we'll pop on over to the S Gundam. Because that one is limited, and that does have alterations. Okay, so we'll start from the noggin. Cyclops. Offense mode, I'm reckoning. Yes, offense mode 1. Enter offense mode to release your blah, 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 blah. Raise your speed by 20%. Raise your shot attack by 49%. Okay. So, as far as non-limited, non-Sokai stuff goes, 49%, I believe, is the highest modifier we've seen on shot. So, this just takes the cake. The speed is just kind of the cherry on top and all of that. It's an awakening, so it will stack with a lot of other buffs. Good stuff. How are there always flies in here? God, I hate summer sometimes. Well, I guess now we're moving closer to winter, so. Does the standard suit have alt? No, good old Cyclops here does not have alt. High mobility, ace exclusive. Alright, those are very powerful word tags. Ace exclusive being one of the core shot tags, giving you a 10% boost. High mobility is okay, not as great for shot as it's melee attack instead of shot attack. It does give you a little bit of shot defense in there though, which can carry over for change gear scaling purposes, but probably find something better for your shot machine. But it does activate a lot of traits, so there is that. Maybe something in your build will work with it. Pretty good. The EX skill alone is pretty dope. Torso. When debuffed, reduce cooldown by 50% once. So in the scenario you're fighting an opponent that has any types of debuffs known to man, you will just get a 50% cooldown reduction one go. It's okay. I think it really depends on what you find yourself playing against the most, because this is really going to be something you see used more in like PvP, I guess. Playing like story mode, playing pretty much anything but PvP, I just don't see debuffs, frankly. So there's going to be a mileage may vary. The cooldown reduction amount's quite healthy, 50%. The trigger though, kinda, really depends. We get rid of ace exclusive and get high firepower. High firepower is a very powerful tertiary tag. It activates a ton of traits across the board, and it works for melee and shot. So that's pretty great. Okay, we keep our high mobility. Natural resistance self debuffs. There's a trigger. Yeah, like you can cheese your way around cooldowns, but I don't know. It just seems so situational to me. Alright, let's check out the arms. When buffed, enemy EX skill damage plus 30%. So, I know we go over this every time it comes up at least once, but I'll do it again just for the good sake of it. What you're seeing here is effectively an alternative version of EX skill power plus 30%. However, this merges better into the actual damage formula. You may remember some parts have, for example, enemy EX skill power reduced by 30%. That is what this is kind of tweaking, pretty much. Anyways, long and short, damage formula. This is just extra juice into it. Gee, there's so... Are these like fruit flies or what? What exactly are you guys? I'm going to bring the zapper in here later and teach y'all a lesson. I don't like flies in my room. Give me all good zapping. Anyways, overall, good trait. Very easy to activate because when buffed is super easy to get your hands on. No issues there, so... Good stuff. All right, we get Ace exclusive back again instead of high firepower, so... All right. Very interesting, trait slash EX skill thing going on here. All right, legs. Offense mode 2. Activate offense mode. Use blah, blah, blah. Raise your shot attack by 39%. Okay. So if you pair this up with the head, because they're technically two different types of buffs, you're getting 49% plus 39%. That's 88% boost right there between two parts. Pretty solid stuff. That's a lot of friggin' flies. Holy and none of them showed up until I turned on my ring light. I have half a mind to go get the zapper now. Because these are going to bug me. Bugs bugging me. Anyways, B plus power, D pierce. On paper, it looks really good. Description, you close in on the enemy at high speed and fire your launcher. This is a not bindable skill, by lack of bindable in the top right corner. With that in mind, that means this is most likely going to be very easy to interrupt or avoid. I will have to take a look at the animation, which I hope they have put up. And we'll judge based on that. Alright, high mobility. So we got rid of Ace exclusive and brought back high firepower. It's kind of flip-flopping as we go through. Alright, alright. Let's look at our backpack. Before 30 seconds pass, buff EX skill effect up 30%. So, in the first 30 seconds of the match, any buff literally any buff is just given a flat 30%. For example, the last part we looked at that gave you a 39% boost would be 69%. I swear, every time I like go to make those jokes, it just lines up itself. I swear I'm not actually trying. Anyways, the flat additive stack, really good. Before 30 seconds pass means this is really powerful for quick fights, racing. Yeah, not the best we've seen, mainly because there's no alteration, so no second trait to make it even better, but as far as standard parts go, pretty good. When will we see 5-star AL plot? You mean 5-star AI pilot? I don't know. Do I look like I know? All right. Ace exclusive instead of high firepower. Yeah, it's literally just flip-flopping between them. Okay. Okay. I'm not really 100% sure what to make of this suit, honestly. On paper, it looks really powerful for a standard suit with what it brings. But I guess it's because I'm just so used to having the like back-to-back limited Sokais kind of thing. I don't know, it's just kind of hitting shallow. The lack of alteration definitely helps. All right, Beam Saber. Leg parts EX skill power boosted by 40%. So that's a very solid number. I think that is the limit for standard suits, actually. So that's good stuff. Obviously, the downside to it is that it only boosts leg parts EX skill and not the entire suit. But if you have a really powerful leg EX skill, you want to just everything else buff it into and use it, there you go. Yeah, I guess it honestly could be worse on a standard beam sabers. High mobility, ace exclusive again, cool. And the eye field launcher, man, that is a spooky gun. When attacking with a beam, enemy shooting damage plus 30%. I've already talked about that. High mobility, high firepower. All right. Honestly, I would get this just for the aesthetics of the gun alone. It looks terrifying. A lack of alt hurts, reason for pulling unless you really like the suit. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, right? When it comes, because we have so much access to limited and Sokai suits these days, it's pretty much boiled down to you're really only rolling on these standard suits if it's something you really, really like for one reason or another. For this suit, I would say the head being mono eye in the Gundam format is really, really, really cool. And obviously the gun, because it just looks fucking terrifying. And I love the unique look of it compared to all the standard beam rifles and stuff we have littered throughout the game. So, yeah. Cool beans. Okay. So, let's pop on over to alteration. I'm going to see if those Twitter videos are up yet. Let's see. Refresh my cache. What we got? Aha! All right. Am I gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna have to rehook into it. Give me a second here, lads. Okay. So, our new standard suit. Good old Cyclops. Okay, that's actually... Okay, so funny enough, all things considered, I would actually argue that is a unique awakening animation because it is a mono eye and it has that cool effect paired with it. So out of all the awakenings in this game, I would say this is one of the few unique ones that we have for what that's worth. All right, offense mode 2. Oh yeah, wow, that is old school dashing. Okay, so positive and negative. Positive is, well, you know, if you hit them, the whole thing connects. Let's go with the negatives. You dash. You're open during this entire thing. It looks like you're going to be very easy to block, avoid, shoot, you name it. So interrupting this doesn't seem like a big deal. On impact, it's relatively quick, few hits and then you're blast and then they're done. Honestly, really to the point. It has a cutscene cooldown, however, 79 with 20 base, which is a little weird, all things considering, but it is a standard non-alter. If it had an alter, this probably be like an A or something, maybe an A+. So, for a standard, pretty dang okay. But, as an overall, like, EX skill, though, I wouldn't go out of my way for it, personally. As much as I like the suit and the gun. Although, those are part of the legs, but regardless, the gun doesn't really have much to bring to the table either, besides its awesome, like, actual look. Alright. Now, let's see here. Where is our buddy? Alright. Booster Boy. So this is what we're going to be looking at in a moment. The Alice system, shocking. Our backpack, just fire a couple of missile salvos. And legs. Okay. That is interesting. I'll be going back to that when we get to that part. Alright, let's start from the head, work our way down. And as it goes for alterations, I'm not going to be looking at the stats. I'm just going to be looking at the part trait / EX skill and the word tags, just to kind of get an idea of what the suits bring into the table besides just the trait / EX. So, head, Alice. 60-second, 12. Okay, cool. 20% speed up, 49% shot attack up, and 33% shot skill cooldown. So, this is really, really nice. Typically, that cooldown reduction is locked behind a very, very lengthy EX animation or reliant on you landing a counter to a bindable. As far as I can remember, this is the first scenario where we've actually had this reduction on an awakening instant cast with no requirements beside use the skill. I can get behind that. Ace exclusive, high firepower. Shocking. Very good tags. Very nice EX skill. Alright. Torso. While ace exclusive, enemy shooting damage plus 50%. So, already talked about that. Before 60 seconds pass, enemy EX skill damage plus 40%. So for the first minute, you just got fat steroids. Healthy torso. However, this is shot, like, not exclusive, but definitely geared more towards shot machines, as the entire first trait effectively is prerequisite you're a shot machine. Ace exclusive, you're not going to be building that on a melee suit. Enemy shooting damage, you're going to be doing shooting as an ace exclusive. Shot machines, you're not going to be building this on a melee suit. Expect to see that before 60 seconds pass a lot. Hey man, for a solid minute of buff, I'll take it. This game's pretty quick once you get up to high enough levels. Okay. Nice. High firepower, ace exclusive again. Good tags, good traits. Let's keep rolling. Arms. With Saber category equipped, initial EX skill charge boosted by 25%. We have tons of sabers in this game. You name the trait, it's got it. You name the tags, we've got it, so no problems there. Initial EX skill charge boosted by 25%. Sure, a whole quarter off of your initial cooldown can mean a big deal, especially in Arena. Yeah, cool. It's a good solid trait. Before 60 seconds pass, buff EX skill effect up 35%. So like I said, this is just a flat addition bonus. So for the first minute, any buff you do, just add 30% clean onto it. Or 35%, that's really good. High firepower, high mobility. So we got rid of our ace exclusive for high mobility. It makes sense thematically. All right. Let's take a look at our legs. And yes, that was the one I was looking at here. So, this is a non-bindable EX skill that has a healthy amount of range to it. So you dash to the side, you fire your weapon. You dash again, you fire your weapon. You dash again, you fire your weapon, and you do your fourth for the final shot. It's quick. It's to the point. There's lots of evasion involved, so it helps you not get interrupted while you're doing it. And you're off the ground, which can be handy depending on what you're playing against. Overall, it seems secure. It's good. Beyond that, I don't know whether to feel too strongly about it or not. It's got S power, so it's gonna hit relatively hard. But I don't know. It's the AI most likely will have no issue being hit with every single one of these shots. It's just, excuse me. If you ever try to have this used against a player, it feels like it's going to fall short very, very quickly because it's very telegraphed. So that's pretty much it. But overall, it's mobile, S-Power, quick shot, cool. The long cooldown's obviously a demerit to it. And as I said, it could be potentially very easily dodged depending. So, all right. Backpack. I'd rather just use Penelope's move right and shoot EX instead. Alright. Backpack. Back beam cannon. Okay. So A plus Pierce, B plus Power. It looks very simple, looks very straightforward. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of room for error here. I guess the only real critique that I can make of it is because you fire the 2 sprays very quickly. If you kill your enemy fast enough, as shown here, you'll have excess bullets flying out into the waste, even if there's another enemy nearby. That's literally really the only critique I can level against it. As far as standards go, A plus Pierce, B plus Power, low cooldown, and it just does a quick blast. What more can you ask for from a standard suit? Solid. High firepower ace exclusive. Alright, Beam Saber. While high firepower, initial EX skill charge boosted by 25%. Alright, high firepower available on every Tom, Dick, and Harry part, no problem. Initial EX skill charge, already talked about that. Before 60 seconds pass, EX skill power boosted by 40%. Excuse me. EX skill power boosted by 40%. This is one of those really interesting build agnostic parts. High firepower can be built on both shot and melee, as it is a tag that boosts both equally. On top of that, initial EX skill charge and EX skill power boost are also both neutral. They're not affecting melee, not affecting shot. So this Beam Saber can be used on either build. Of course, depending on your tertiary tag, what other parts you have, all these other things. But solid part, flexible, much better than one would normally expect to see on just a random Beam Saber, especially considering all the ones we have. Yeah. Anyways, moving along. Plus, last I remember, this Gundam wasn't really much of a melee fighter. Beam Saber is deceptively useful. Too many before 60 seconds pass made you yawn because you already expected it. No, it's actually going to be my my drink today. So that's what's making me yawn. I actually had completely forgotten about this stream because my brain's like, it's not an event week, it's next week. And then my brain was like, yeah, but you didn't do last week either. And I'm like, oh shit. So I was in the middle of my drink and then it was okay, time to stream. Anyway, back to this. Good Beam Saber, high firepower ace exclusive tags to boot. Now, gun. Sleep on stream. Nah, man, that ain't flying. Beam Smart Gun. Before 30... I will finish the stream and then sleep. Before 30 seconds pass, all power boosted by 50%. That is amazing. So for the first 30 seconds of any fight, everything you do just gets a flat 50% bonus tacked on. It's beautiful. Shot damage raised 20%, meaning you're taking 20% more shot damage. Enemy all damage plus 50%. So this is where the battle formula stuff I mentioned earlier comes into play. So all power boosted plus 50% and enemy all damage plus 50% on paper pretty much do the same thing. But if the other one was also like an all power boost by 50%, wouldn't be as good in the formula. But they're two separate types of debuffs, or I guess buff slash debuff slash buff. Anyways, long and short, this will do much more in the long run. These requirements are also super, super easy to meet. First 30 seconds of a match, and you take 20% more shot damage. On top of that, this is a build agnostic part. If you look, this is just all power boost, not shot, not melee. It's just straight up, all your juice go up. Frankly, this is an amazing weapon. Gives a ton of value overall. The first 30 seconds are going to be the only 30 seconds. Dope ass. Nice. Okay. And I believe at that, we're finished. We've gone over the two new mobile suits that have been added. One last week and one this week. But, you know, c'est la vie. And I'm going to wrap it up and I think crash because it's already 11:30. With that, guys, thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Yes, Witch from Mercury. You're quite right, Jun. Also, you know what? We'll do a post-stream talk, because there's a couple of things I do want to talk about, albeit briefly. For all those that were just here for the Gunpla GBM content, thanks for tuning in and watching. I hope you come around next week when I cover the new event that drops, the new mobile suits that get added, all that fun stuff. And I will see you that video, or potentially sooner, depending on how things happen. For everyone else that just wants to chat just a wee bit extra, let's get cracking. So, Witch from Mercury. I am very excited for it, and much like I've done with a lot of other media, I've actually tried to tune myself out as much as possible from what's been showing around, so that when I watch it, it's unbiased, I don't know what's going to be happening, and it's more of a surprise. I have no doubt some of you have witnessed this alone when you watch an anime and you see the opening scene and credits for it, where they will spoil a good chunk of the story coming up, and it's a decision, but man, it kills me. I try to do that as much as I can with new content. So with Witch from Mercury, I am excited. I am super looking forward to it. But beyond the key arts and the few like launch announcement trailers that I've seen, cold turkeys that when it airs, I can actually watch it and be surprised, you know? Experience it. The prologue, I believe I opened it and then stopped when I realized what it was, but I have it sitting on my local machine ready to go so that when it starts airing, I do have it on hand right away. Are you going to be streaming Gundam Evolution since we got the release date? It was the 22nd, if I remember right, the release date that got announced. Whether or not I stream it, I most likely will. I know a couple of my buddies have been playing, or not playing, but looking forward to playing it. I know they were the ones that played with me during the closed beta primarily, and I'll be most likely able to get a lot more streaming out for that. The SDGBA stream never quite clicked because I got like really into farming and grinding, and next thing I knew, I was done hard mode on everything. Yeah. Make sure you sleep. Anyways, beyond that, let's see. Witch from Mercury, Evolution. Ah, right. I finally got an email from the Star Rail CBT. Apparently, I'm going to be in the next CBT. And that has me very excited. I have done zero researching, looking, or anything on Star Rail beyond what was available last year. So it's going to be a big experience for me. I have to double check the conditions for that closed beta test. I don't think we're allowed to stream. Maybe we are. I'll check. But when it's over, I'll most likely do a summary video discussing my experience with it. But I'll have to double check on rules for like B-roll, whether we can record, stream, whatever. I don't know if you guys are interested in or not, but I grew up with the IP. Hogwarts Legacy has a bunch of trailers dropping recently. Its release date is late-ish November. Or was it early? It was 11/4, not 22, 11/4. I'm very, very, very excited for that game. I love Harry Potter. I love the IP. It's one of those things that just, yeah, you know, I love seeing more stuff for it, as long as it's not like new Harry Potter, and if you know, you know. But I love seeing the fleshing out of the campus, the grounds. From what I understand, the Hufflepuff common room, this is the first time it's actually been rendered properly in a medium. Outside of that, we had a Lego set for it. That was pretty much it. So I'm very excited to see what happens with that game. Harvestella got some new trailers, not terribly recently, but pretty recently. That's another game I'm just oh man, so hyped for that. Because, you know, I got Rune Factory 5. I was super hyped for that. It was not a good game, and that breaks my heart because I love Rune Factory. And seeing it just kind of kick the can, not a good mood, but it is what it is. I heard you can't play Quidditch. I don't know. I would assume that may have been too much for the engine they're using, or they didn't know how to properly implement it. I wouldn't be surprised if it became a patch down the line once the game takes off and they get a bunch of extra money in their pocket. Because it's a lot easier to grease the palms of the big suits that pay the bills when you go, hey, look at all the money we made. And they go, oh yeah, that's a lot. And like, hey, we can make you more money. Until that happens, you know, it's all imaginary gains. So let's see. I think really beyond that, that summarizes everything to really discuss. For those of you that play Grand Blue Fantasy, as of the guild war that we're having right now, when that ends, I'll be over 50% of the way to my blue skin, which makes me regret my choices, but here we are. And in Final Fantasy 14, really nothing there. I got a few clears of Crown. That was pretty much it. I did briefly pick up Blue Archive, the global version, because some of my friends were playing it and were like, hey, we got an anniversary coming up. You should make an account and play a little bit. So I did. The festival came this morning. Or was it yesterday? Whatever. I rolled the new Fest character, Wakano, whatever. Yeah, really nothing exciting beyond that. There was not a lot in the last like 2 weeks for mobile games, honestly, which, or at least for the ones I play. Typically, there's always something, but here we are. Anyways, enough rambling. I'm gonna wrap up. I am big tired, and I don't want to fall asleep on stream. So, BA is base. Of course you'd say that, man. Look, the game is nice. I enjoyed it when I played on the Japanese version, but I guess I kind of burned myself out. It was like the same gameplay over and over again, heavily reliant on RNG. Not really my thing, personally. Anyways, peace out, guys. I will see you next week for the new GBM content drop, and like I said, maybe earlier depending on what happens with streaming and stuff. It was busy today, so busy with the Discord changes. God. Anyways, yeah, I just want to go to bed. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one.